Just look at what can happen when you draw the same thing over and over again. The results can be amazing.
Welcome back. This is my fourth video in my Sakura Cherry Blossom series.
This time we're going for the dramatic and the dreamlike. I'll be using a reference image with strong chiaroscuro, strong light and dark.
For this first piece, I'm working on toned craft stock paper. It's not a traditional pastel paper,
but I chose it for its earthy tones, the perfect backdrop to start my dramatic drawing.
I'm mostly using pastel sticks
with their corresponding pastel pencils. I'm going to begin with black and white. I'm defining the darks and lights first, building contrast. This stage is all about values, because light and shadows is what truly creates the illusion of form.
I've also brought out some charcoal so I can build up some rich velvety blacks.
Here's something interesting from the world of neuroscience. Our brains are wired to detect contrast. The visual cortex responds more strongly to edges and shifts in values than to color alone. That's why a black and white photo can sometimes feel even more intense than a full color one. It holds our attention more powerfully. Even babies instinctively respond to black and white patterns. Their eyes are naturally drawn to high contrast. So with this drawing, even though the subject is a delicate cherry blossom, contrast becomes the tool to create mood, tension, and emotion. This pre-shading is one of the most valuable tools I've adopted since starting this series. It helps me to plan my light source and gives me a visual map to follow. And with that, it simplifies the process. And here's another thing I've noticed with this more dramatic drawing. Each petal has its own unique character. Unlike the more stylized abstract versions I did before, here I'm focusing on how petals twist and turn in space. They're not flat. They're subtly distorted by perspective, and this makes the drawing feel more real, more lifelike. Our brains naturally want to simplify things, especially when we draw from memory or imagination. But when we really observe, when we slow down to look, we start to see the nuances, the angles, the edges, the light-catching curves. That's what gives realism its power. Something I've learnt and keep learning is that drawing without a plan overloads the brain, and we end up trying to compose, shade, color match, and correct mistakes all at once. That's when we get tired. That's when our work becomes overly simplified or stylized, even if we didn't want it to be. Using tools like value mapping, reference images, and a clearly defined approach reduces that cognitive load. It brings more joy and more flow to the process. It makes the experience feel more grounded, more thoughtful, and ultimately more successful. I'm now creating a blurry bokeh background effect, which contrasts with the clear, precise, bold blossoms in the foreground. I'm really building up the contrast around my bokeh effect with my charcoal pencils and charcoal sticks. I'm using my grey pastel pencils to blend it all in. This background will really make the blossoms pop. In this drawing, we've embraced contrast and drama. We are exploring depth, shadow, and realism by strongly contrasting light and dark. And now that we've created this more intense version of the cherry blossom, it's time to shift again. In the next drawing, I'll take you through a softer, dreamier interpretation, one that feels more like memory and emotion. We'll see how much feeling we can evoke by changing the light, the color palette, and the materials once more. I'm going to recreate the first drawing from this video, but through a completely different lens. I've chosen a mid-grey paper which really helps the colours stand out. This time I'll be using less charcoal and less drama. I'm aiming for something a little more softer, a little more ethereal. This is a great example of how just a few creative shifts can completely transform not only the look but also the feeling of the piece. For this second version, I'll be using mostly pinks, lilac blues, touches of yellow and green. Instead of the bold, dramatic pastel sticks I used in the original, I'll be working mainly with pan pastels and pastel pencils, with a few sticks thrown in there. No charcoal this time. For the background, I'm aiming for a sort of a soft, diffused light, like early morning or late afternoon, where everything is touched by light. I really love the soft, hazy, magical atmosphere that's beginning to form. Next, I'm thinking about what should stand out in this version. The open blossoms will take the spotlight. I want the blossoms to feel light and soft, and I'm going to do this by using lighter tones. It's not about harsh contrast this time, but about warmth and quiet emotion. The calm feeling of this piece is achieved by using colours which are close together on the colour spectrum. I've got pinks and reds for the blossoms, and pale greens, turquoise and light blues for the background. These colours create harmony and calm. Where the earlier piece had high contrast and drama, this one is quiet, more subtle, almost dreamlike. I'm using purple and pink pastel pencils to add shadows to the pink and white of the blossoms. It's a really powerful way to add depth while keeping everything gentle. Both the first drawing and this one have the same composition, but they tell different stories. It's like the same narrative told with a softer voice. As I work on this second drawing, I'm reminded of how powerful it can be to revisit the same subject. It's not repetition, it's revelation. Each version teaches you something new. This version feels calm, reflective, peaceful. It captures the quiet stillness of early morning light. Drawings like this teach you about subtle shifts in colour, how temperature influences mood, and how softness can be just as powerful as strong contrast. By repeating a subject, you start seeing with more sensitivity. I've drawn lots of flowers and blossoms, but not the same blossom again and again. What I've learned is that it's not about how many different things you draw, but about how deeply you look. I have a question for you. Have you ever drawn the same subject over and over again? Did your approach shift with time? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about your experiences. I'm genuinely amazed at how this piece has turned out. Two drawings, same flower, same structure, same composition, but two completely different emotional worlds. The second is soft, light and fleeting, like a memory. The first one is grounded, shadowed, filled with contrast and drama. And all it took was a few simple changes in color, materials and light. There are a few other videos in this series, and if you haven't already seen them, please check them out. In the first one, I talk about finding your style. The second one is about stylization. And the third one, like this one, is about mood and a bit of realism. So there we have it. I hope you enjoyed this video and got a lot out of it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you'd like more in-depth art tutorials and explorations like this one. Thanks so much for joining me in this deep dive. Wishing you much love, joy and peace.